Y'all, you would not believe the bullshit I endure. I need everyone to guess what my husband got me for my birthday. I just need everyone to just guess. I'm coming in hot. Sex. No. Yeah, Mornian. Oh my god. Did you know about this, Mornian? A Purdy jersey. I would prefer that. Is it an action figure of John Cena?
You're from New York.
It's the Twin Towers creature. It sure the fuck is. People have to ask you if you're fine, and you gotta say that you're not fine. You know? You're from New York. Yeah. That was the reasoning. So it didn't come with a plane.
I should have got a little plane. Damn it.
And the Pentagon! It hit the Pentagon!
It sucks now.
So that was my birthday gift. He's just holding the background. Pentagon, am I right? Gets you a little piece till you have a 9/11 Mitsubishi.
I will say, I told you to open it on. She peeked.
I did peek because I was like, what am I opening? I just see the Twin Towers in a box. Oh no.
Never forget.
Okay, get it off my stream now.
You need to know you're from New York.
When I finally have like an office, I'll put it right behind me so that you guys can always see it. He's holding some candles. Christ. Anyway, that's why I came in hot, guys. I need to discuss that with you.
I'm gonna go call my dad.
Also, as you may be able to hear, we have normal music playing. I'm seeing if I figured out how to set up audio correctly. Toss up. Which means my desktop audio is off and I just have Spotify going because we're just doing writing stuff today, so. I can see it, chat can't see it. What if we just do like a little webcam? Just set up a webcam in the corner. Oh. Thanks. Well, you got at least one of the gifts. Still not sex, though. Tower cam. Don't do this right now. So close for 9/11 activities.
Chat, don't worry. Next stream, we'll be able to spend channel points on the Never Forgetty camera.
The 9/11 nativity scene.
It's gonna be like boom, Twin Towers.
Always remember to never forget. Well, this stream didn't start out how I thought it was gonna start out. So you know how it's a 1,000,000-ton module? Yeah, Weasel. Can we also just get a lump of dirt? I kind of want like a little like do you think they have like the prayer candles? Do you think they have a George W. Bush prayer candle? Terrarium. It'll be the goal that makes Joel dance behind it. Call the redeemed never for gritty. Oh, they make it?
Yeah.
Okay, Jules buying me a church to be pushing per candle. Oh. I don't think so. Thank you, Weasel. Oh. Never mind, this is actually a really great gift. Oh. Thanks, Havoc. Do 1224, never forget. Alright. I know if the music is like too low. They didn't want you to fuck it, why make it a hole? Preach, past Miri, preach. I don't know what that was in reference to. What's that in reference to? A hole, probably, thank you. That's the best part, just out of context. Out of context, Miri. Alright. Mwah. You and I. Mwah. Mwah. Thank you, Lady M. Oh. How's everyone doing? Happy Tuesday. We got a little, we started off a little, we came in hot. You could look at this, Morning. This is just like, we're doing world building. This one right here is what you shouldn't look at. I already wrote the end bit, like the end little monologue bit to the end of the season. But I'm gonna leave you guys off on, so. Why did that make me shudder? Teehee. Joel was trying to like guess what, like, he's like, we're gonna end at the gates of ruin. And I'm like, that's boring. So, yeah, Saturday's the finale for the season. Also, technically, Moss has never seen it. Yeah, so you guys would have only gotten. Technically, you really only know like this part. How long is the off season? So we'll be off for about a month and a half just to accommodate us all kind of going away for GaryCon. And we'll be back April 6th, I believe, the first Saturday in April, which gives me enough time to world build for Ruin, which is where we're going to be ending up, and then also just plot build and everything, and reach out to. I'm planning on having a guest on this season, so reach out to the guest and kind of work with her to think about all that. And I say I'm sad and excited. I was thinking about that today morning, and I was like, man, I'm really sad that this is the last episode for like a month and a half, but also I'm really happy because it gives me time to actually write. I think that means you'll be playing on my birthday. That means my math is right. Yes, we will be. 27th. Also, I've not done anything but change text mood. You need a break also. Yeah. It's been a little like So I was looking forward to running. I was looking forward to running Alien because I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be like really low prep for me. And then I started writing, and I'm like, never mind. Although I have most of like the first session planned out already for Alien. Because basically they give you like, if you're unfamiliar with the cinematics for Alien RPG, they give you events, and there are certain events that are mandatory, and there's certain events that aren't. So I've just been going through and picking out the events that I want to run you guys through, as well as just kind of flesh out the events, like what they have written already, just kind of make it feel a little bit more real. I managed to find like a really cool resource for like the Alien RPG, which was really dope. Like with all of like the maps in like PDF form. So I don't have to like pull it from the PDF that I currently have, because I don't have. Actually, I do, because Morny, you have Adobe Acrobat, so. But this just makes it easier on myself. Anyway, our current focus today is Ruin, which is sort of the place where necromancy is born. The style that I'm sort of envisioning for this country is very almost like dark Venetian. So whereas Tyrfian sort of played into like the very stereotypical high fantasy, sort of medieval Renaissance vibes, this is definitely going to be more like dark Gothic Venetian. Program site to use for this. I use Notion for all of my note taking, all of my session prep stuff. So yeah, Notion. First one. My head don't actually do this. I'm around if you need someone to band. I hope not. Hope it doesn't come to that. So the government is going to be primarily run by a man named Lufier. He is a character from the prequel one shot that we did. Hi, Claude. Really run by a man named Lufier with a right and left hand. Oh, it goes. We're doing some world building today. I was gonna do some session prep, but I kind of don't want anyone to know what's about to happen for the season finale on Saturday. I'm kind of debating because I have a court for we stand on a well-built world. Thank you. Because the country of Tyrfian is ruled by two queens, and they have a court. Their court is called the Court of Mirrors. They each have I don't know if I actually talked about like the government in Tyrfian too in depth. But the hand of the Twin Thrones is Callahan, and he had ruled as sort of regent until they both came of age. And then we have a Keeper of Coin. We have a Commander of the Black Banners, Ogun, who one of the party has already met, and he's been shown in the series. And then we have the Arcana Synod, which is 3 members of like the arcane orders throughout Tyrfian, which actually haven't been really discussed too much. And then we have the Whisperers, which are basically the spy masters for the queens, and each of the queens has their own spy master, the unseen and the unspoken. So I kind of want to steer away from like a council of sorts for Ruin, because I'm trying to make it different. Especially because the whole point of Ruin was that Lufier thought that the humans, essentially, because it is like the queens are human, he thought that the human monarchs were going to end up going down the same path as the Fae did, which is just being corrupt with power. So I imagine that he would probably arrange the government a little bit differently than that. I think keeping it small, actually. Primarily run by Lufir with a right and left hand. Trying to imagine who Lufir would trust as a right and left hand. A democracy where all the Congress are liches, just like IRL. I mean, Lufir is over 1,000 years old. So, culture, ruins culture heavily revolves around ruin being the birthplace of necromancy, of the school of necromancy. As such, necromantic magic is commonplace. Used in a variety of ways other than resurrection or reanimating the dead. Although they be reanimating the dead, for sure. I feel like I want to say they're probably more I really want to use like, you know, those like Venetian masks, like the porcelain like masks that are like all like done up. I kind of want to use those as something. Okay, that's an idea. Venetian like masks are placed on the undead. Because the idea for this country is that Arsitwaim, which is the little city that is on this little island in this Great Lake, is otherwise known as the City of Corpses. So that's where all of the dead get like interred and resurrected also. So have them enchant to see the connections between the undead and the caster in order to find out who's responsible if the crime is committed. I was thinking more of it just being like a cultural thing where you have like the undead and like their faces are like rotting off and people don't want to see that. So they just put a mask on them to like say, yes, this is an undead servant or whoever. But that actually can just be used in general. Hey, Raffle, how's it going? It's on undead. Alright, so Twim. I can type, I swear. AKA of corpses is where the dead of ruin are interred and later reanimated. So they're not technically resurrected. They are still undead. So reanimated. Make the city of corpses great again. Reduce, reuse, recycle. That's the slogan. The dead are interred and later reanimated. While necromancy is commonplace, not just anyone is a necromancer. There is a regimented study magic that must be done in order to become one and recognized as one by the government. So I'm imagining that in Marvmuluk, which is the capital, that there is probably the only school of necromancy. And very hard to get into, like very prestigious. You can't even escape taxes and death in this place. No. So I sort of played around with this. And I know that this idea is not going to be like a state alchemist, and yeah, pretty much. I know this idea is like not going to be for like everyone. But people selling themselves, like their bodies to be used after death in order to pay off debts, in order to pay for like their family, leave their family with money. I'm kind of toying with that idea of that being sort of commonplace here, and there being sort of the mindset around death here being death is just another part of the life cycle. And death being much more accepted here than in any other sort of part of the country. Reverse mortgage. Yeah, definitely like a state alchemist ad. Like they have to be licensed, quote unquote. Take a penny, leave a penny, but it's a full of body parts. Just give me that arm, thank you. See you later. Leave a tooth. Feels unfair. Skull depository. Yeah, there's going to be School of Necromancy. Chimera creation totally fits the necromantic country. There's a lot of flesh golems. Imagine there to be a lot of flesh golems. At least like that's an idea. So Skull Suppository, just absolutely gaping. So I think there would be, in a place that sort of accepts death as just the inevitable, the next step in the cycle of life, I think that there would be some respect that needs to be paid to the corpses, regardless of whether or not they're going to end up, being used as like servants or something like that. And I think to do something as heinous as cobble together a bunch of body parts into something like a flesh golem would be highly frowned upon here. And I think that would be like a very like high punishment crime to do that. It is a bit once myriad. The big reveal is that the leader of the nation of the necromancers has invested in currency. God fucking damn it, Raffle. I'm trying to debate if I should make my screen like bigger. I don't know if I can. You can read that fine. I will make no apologies because it fit the world building so perfectly. Crypt coins does sound pretty fucking good. That sounds pretty poggers. School of Necromancy and Marmalach. I like the name Marmalach just because of Malach. It's fun to say. Highly prestigious in the country and incredibly difficult to be admitted and then to subsequently graduate. I'm gonna put graduate in like quotes because it's not really like a graduation. They're made from the corpses of slain shapeshifters reanimated using the flesh of men. Horrid. I love it. Thanks for the follow. Come on in. Isn't that a thing in World of Darkment? Like wraiths get minted to the blockchain to be used as currency. Fuck. So I just came up with this idea right now. But I want to do a vampire game. I want to do Vampire New York, but I want to do upstate New York. Where it's like ning 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 ning. So you just have a bunch of hillbilly vampires. I think that'll be fun. Economy. Relations is easy. Ruin has been at odds with Tyrfian for the last millennia. With Ufir hearing? Stealing bloodshine illegally. I just need to do like just do fucking Newburgh by night. What are we working on right now? What kind of ideas are you looking for? I'd like to help people world build, and you are one of the few world build streamers live right now, so I thought I'd help. So we are currently building out a nation in the world called Ruin, and Ruin is highly revolved around the school of necromancy. Before Ruin came to be, necromancy in the world did not exist, and necromancy in this nation is very accepted and used for a variety of reasons. So any ideas about how to integrate necromancy and things like that into a country where it's not taboo? Why are you saying thank you, Havoc? What did I do? Canton, Ohio by night. I think Ohio by night. Everyone has been at odds with Tyrfian for the last millennia, with Lufir showing distrust of the human monarchs. Ruin has closed much of their borders to outsiders due to distrust and fear of abuse of power from outside forces. Albany Dread. Syracuse by night. Oh my, Buffalo by night. That's actually scary. Ohio by night is the name of my next fantasy setting. Havoc, I'm still. Did I do something wrong? of its borders to outsiders due to distrust and fear of abuse of power from outside forces. It has secluded itself from foreign relations, leaving it to be a bit of a mystery. Oh, damn you. Well, sort of. Okay. Buffalo by Night just slamming through tables. But the parent... Dad, stop it. I have anxiety. Mystery. The outside world. Keeping a close guard of its necromantic magics. Rin's relationship with Beathanwa, however, has been a pleasant one. The magic peoples of Beathanwa often trade with the border towns of Drasir and Rhymscar. Can it be a place ghosts make pilgrimage to? The ghosts come to visit. That's dope. Oh, to be a ghost on a pilgrimage. And secretly receiving aid from Ruin during the 2-year war. I would imagine there would be some kind of manner of an optional thing. People really don't want to be reanimated, sort of like a do not resuscitate thing, but for reanimation. Like I always imagine some people place in their will that they actively want their body. I like the like sort of do not resuscitate. I think so. I kind of want it to be almost like a class divide. So I was saying earlier how a lot of people might use like a special tattoo, and like you're only able to get this tattoo if like you have the money to like procure it. I was saying earlier that people would likely sell their bodies essentially after death to, you know, pay off debts or, you know, ensure like their family has money. And obviously like you don't need to do that if you have like a lot of money already. So I kind of want that to almost be like the class divide. Normal ghosts are boring. They always just narrative device for talking about the setting. Because while the leader of this nation, Lufir, obviously had a very... His heart was in the right place when he founded the nation. There will be corruption no matter what. Whether that's class corruption or something else. Basically, the tattoo would be made of rare inks that render you necromantically. Yeah, I like that. The selling of your corpse will probably... Yeah, exactly. Loan agreements. Like, you have the contract. People who do not want their bodies to be used in nation may buy a magical tattoo that renders necromantic magic ineffective. That's too wordy. That's fine. We're gonna go back and rewrite all of this anyway. Others may promise their corpse to quote-unquote loan sharks as part of payment. for any outstanding loans upon death. Sold my zombie arm to afford dental work. Now I gotta go get it. I gotta get a prosthetic. Are some of the doctors shady body harvesters? I imagine so. Like I was saying before, like things like things like doing things like flesh golems where you're sort of where you're desecrating a body essentially would be highly frowned upon in like normal society. And even here because like the dead are still considered like, you know, they're still considered like people. Like they should still be respected by people. You're not going to, even though you have an undead servant, you're still not going to mistreat them because they were still a person. So doing things like flesh golems, harvesting body parts specifically, like would be like so like frowned upon. But I imagine that there definitely would be sort of like an underbelly of the country that does deal in that. How do people in Ruin feel about cremation? Is it considered the highest of crimes? I think that it's not. I think that there is likely a religious aspect of not being cremated. People add a bullet point that says booty stank so you can find it later and giggle. Booty stank. I feel like the shady stuff would be very regulated. Like there'd be a whole task force cracking down. Yeah, definitely. True. True, dude. I've been fucking loving the sketches and stuff you've been popping into Discord, man. I feel like a lot of basic security, like TSA workers, parking attendants, are all corpses. Yeah, corpses are like it's like the AI. Like people are like, oh, the AI is gonna steal our jobs. It's like, oh, the corpses are gonna steal our jobs. Been hella fun and nice that my brain is just doing it. Yeah, I know that feeling, man. The ads, the after death best defense squad. Fun fact, most D&D races can only 2 feet per turn due to the fact they only have 2 feet. Thank you, shepherds. Maybe fire magic is outlawed here, even if done in a safe, controlled manner, because there's such a risk of the reanimate bodies getting. I definitely like places like Arsatwaim, which is this is the city of corpses. I think that would be so very, very applicable. Fire magic banned. Squat. Squat. I'm picturing a dead man pulling a cart around and his neck is a big sign that says roast nuts. When you put a coin in the cup, he scoops some roast nuts into a paper cup. It's not wrong. Thanks for the follow. Welcome on in. I like that. I like that a lot. He's running around yelling D's. That would actually like just that makes sense in any world I build. Just a person going around making these nuts jokes. I kind of want there to be a hierarchy of necromancers. The highest position, yes, highest position would be in Arsatwaim. like another word for where like corpses are bird. Like I wanna have like a cool place, like a specific building that you bring the corpses on this island. That's not just like the crypt. Zombie on the side of the road with a crank operated music box with an undead monkey dancing for tips. No. Archlichty's nuts. Got him. But they're wicked edgy, so it's called a lower archy, even though it makes no sense. I kind of want to look up some. So the country as a whole is going to be heavily like dark Venetian inspired, so I do want to columbarium. What's that mean? Not that I don't trust you. A spiral structure line with many small recesses or cubby holes. Ooh. I'm imagining like the little necromancer guy going up and like there's a corpse really high up and he's just like, oh heck, and he's got to get his little ladder and go up there. Feats and such laid out for the dead to eat. These flowers laid upon shambling corpses, parades. I like that. Holiday celebrating death. I do need to think about holidays too, because the holidays in this place are going to be different from the holidays in Tyrfian. This is real ladder. Went out for a pack of cigarettes. One day a year, the zombies are allowed all the brains they want, like the purge. Dad? Hmm. Um, Goofier is a professor here. Holidays celebrating death. Each town would have their own designated necromancer as well. They call such a festival the Black Parade. And I was a young boy. Hear me, zombie moshed. They did the mosh. They did the zombie mosh. There's a bullet point that says booty. Yeah, there is. There sure is, creature. A criminal gang of undead ghoul children that retain sentience on account of their early death. I really love that. I love that so much. Undead. I love that. Well, I'll have to go do things. Bye, Havoc. You have fun, but not too much fun. That retains sentience. due to their early death. Cockney accents? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Maybe a fancy gala. Some for that matter. Hi, Jim. I have a question. I'm working on a homebrew, and all the players received a letter asking, "Thanks for lurking." On a homebrew, and all letters receive a letter asking for help from an adventurer's guild. So they are in the town. They go to a local church where they meet a priest who is explaining the situation in history. If they fail a perception, a group of goblins will pop out from the secret entrance of the church, and they will have to roll initiative. The question is, would this be quite chaotic? Too chaotic? No. Fucking push them into combat. The sooner that happens, the better. Push them into combat. That's what I did. My players, I pushed them into combat within like 10 minutes of the session starting. Nothing better than the laughter of undead. Oh yeah, I mean it's an entire city of zombies. Brings too many to the term swamp ass. But yeah, nothing is too chaotic. Actual, I like that for mule. They got to learn to fly. So you got to push them into the deep end so they can learn how to swim. Rat rotting. I just love that tradition of leaving out basket of rats to rot in the moonlight. Why? Why not? Yeah, Gem, and especially like if if they're new players or if like they've never played like the class that they're playing before, putting them into like combat pretty early on helps them learn the mechanics of their character. As long as you don't TPK them, it'll be fine. Because booty stank. I'm hearing rotting in the moonlight to the tune of dancing in the moonlight. Hold on, guys. You're gonna pretend you didn't see this. Ignore that. That's alien stuff. Ignore that. We'll be level 1 and have only like 5 to 7. Oh yeah, easy prep. Yeah, get them used to the mechanics. Get them that little taste of combat. Yeah, you didn't see exactly. Why? Because booty stank. Moving on. Let's see. I think something interesting with the mask, there would be runes inscribed in order to ensure no corruption from foreign necromancers. So I think that could be like and protection from effects such as turn undead. I think that's a good. Yeah, I like that. So all of the undead will have these Venetian masks on, and the masks will have like runes inscribed on the inside, ensuring that another necromancer isn't able to take hold of them. And they'll have protection from things such as turn undead, which would likely instantly them again. So Have the priest force them to clean up the mess they make in the temple after. Never let them forget your actions have consequences. You answered the summons but got ambushed. Moves out on 3 scrolls of Revivify and 2 potions of Greater. Oh my god. That priest is stacked. Also, the mask gives some permanent. Ooh, I like that. What's the word I'm thinking? Altered? Speak with dead spell. And we are, if anyone is like, I'm sort of a little bit loosey-goosey with the 5e rules. If I think something is cool, I sort of forego a lot of the rules, especially around like spells and such. Especially for it's like mundane things like this. Perpetual. Perpetual. It's special necromantic metamagic. But everyone in this nation wear bleach white gloves. I feel like a country populated with dead could make me worry about my hands. I feel like especially like the undead, like they are like covered from head to toe. Because like no one wants like grubby like undead fingers touching your stuff, you know? I'm praying that one of my players is bold enough to try this. It's kind of what I had in mind. Claude, no. Grubby fingers for my bare ass. My stuff. Jam, are you starting up your own? You're starting up your own game. I saw you working on Foundry the other day. I was lurking in. I'm not yucking your zombie, young man. Yes, ma'am. Are you doing like a homebrew adventure, or are you going to be leading them into like a module? Practices as creating flesh golems or selling uncontracted bodies for reanimation purposes are highly frowned upon. Tradition more culturally appropriate. The culture's pantheon with iconic deity, somebody calling Swarm Keeper manifests a massive swarm of skeletal rats taking a vaguely humanoid form with a cloak. Dia represents final death, the death that even undead will eventually undergo. This rat rotting tradition was originally a done to pieces deity. Oh my god. I love that. Where's my rat rotting? Where's the rat rotting? That also so stinks. I know that you like don't probably have no idea about like my pantheon myself, but my pantheon they follow the naming convention, the blank. So I have like the keeper, the creator, the matron. A message a massive swarm Blech. The offering is meant to use. That rigor mortis, are you just happy to see me? Eh. I'm not going to say I resent that you made my idea work, but first adventure will be the Sharp Fang abduction, but it will lead into the homebrew adventure up to level 12 that I call the Revenge of the Raven Queen. Hell yeah, I you know what? I knew that you were going to work the Raven Queen into it somehow, Gem. I just knew it in my heart of hearts, dude. My heart of hearts, I knew it. I'm still just really like, I'm tickled about the criminal gang of undead ghoul children. Highly frowned upon, though the underbelly. I want to say like underbelly. Though the, it's like black market. Is thriving. Oh, I just had a fucking devious thought. Corpse hunter. I'm gonna call them corpse hunters. Corpse hunters would enter into Beathanwa during the war and recover corpses from the Irfian army to be used. I bet skincare products are real expensive in this nation, like South Korea, but even worse. The bone. I don't know where I'm gonna make that work, but we're gonna make that work. Bone Bazaar. Just imagining like a skeleton in like a top hat being like, come to the Bone Bazaar, you see? Like whose name is Benny? Benny from Halloween Town, the taxi driver? Can you imagine how excited? Yeah, Bones will be very excited. The society would also be real into waging war too, because it's essentially harvesting free labor from the yeah. And I think that's why like they harvested bodies from Tirfian. Because they're not on pleasant terms with Tirfian right now. The bone train leading you into the bone zone. Benihana. I want to go get Benihana after this. Would the magic people have staves and wands made of bone? So I think they would have like almost in a way that it looks like ivory. So it's like it's not like super apparent that it's made of bone. And like even then I think sometimes it would be get painted like gold or like plated with gold. Because like the aesthetic is very like black with a lot of gold, with a lot of gold accents in the clothing. The architecture is very like the city of Venice. Marmalek, which is the capital, is going to have a lot of like canals and things like that. I was imagining the city of Marmalek being like a structure that was built on this little like peninsula of land, and beneath the structure are the canals that connect, but it's built upwards. so that like there's like different levels of the city. So the city goes up in levels. I have a blade called Misery, which gives the players +2 to attack and +2 to damage, but it is cursed. The players won't know it until they've attuned to it. By then, it'll be too late, as the DC will be 18. If they fail, the blade will slowly cause exhaustion on the players up to the point where the first month they lose 1 HP. After 3 months, they will lose. Oh my fucking god. They'll be sent to the Shadowfarer. Well, oh, I love that. That's devious. I'm thinking other nations might call this place the Throne of Bone or the Bone City. So the funny thing is, Tirfian, where we first started the campaign, they don't know a whole lot about Ruin. Ruin is a very closed off nation. They do business with the tribes of Beathanwa, which are to the north of them. They do trade and everything like that, but not a lot of people come in and out of Ruin itself, especially the cities down here. Any trade done with like Beathanwa is with Drasir and Rhymescar. So there's no reason for anyone to travel further south than that. And what you don't see on this map is, actually I can just show you. Nope, not that. So there is a large stretch of mountain range that separates Tirfian from the rest of the country. But Tirfian and the tribes of Beathan were at war with each other over this land, or so they said. And Ruin's sort of just been staying out of it, like they just keep to themselves. So they're a very insulated country. So they don't actually, Tirfian doesn't really know that like there's a whole lot of necromancy. They don't really know. They know that like another school of magic has been developed, but they don't know the extent at which Ruin has like really embraced it. Fully healed from, oh boy. Imagine bone armor that's enchanted to move with rulers, guards, protecting them and making them stronger. Yes, I'm making up necromancy power armor. Fuck yeah. Hi. We're doing world building. That's what we're doing. I mean, if I was an economy based on corpses, I'd be pretty xenophobic and closed off as well. Yeah. Skeletal elderly knitting great swaths of cloth by skeletorly. Hell yeah, brother. Bodies always appear eerily clean because of magic, maybe even glisten under the light. So my idea was that like the mask, like they are like covered from head to toe. Likely so that they don't like pollute anything, quote unquote. I do have like a bit of like free reign with like the magic in my world. So like things like plumbing and stuff like that sort of exists already just because of like the way like magic works. I'm like, yeah, there's like plumbing and stuff. Like I'm sure people have fucking magic. I'm sure they could figure out how to fucking work indoor plumbing. It's how I am able to attract a mate. Prestidigity coming in clutch in this place. Some skeletal boatman. Yeah, like because there's there would be like boats going up and down the canal, so yeah, there'd be like little skeletal boatmen just bring out your dead. I refuse to make a fantasy world with magic but not pipes. That's what I'm saying. I'm not having my people out here shitting in fucking like a bucket and tossing it out the window. All right, we're not doing that. Undead are completely covered. Fishermen, scaly boys that are weighed down and walk along the riverbed and capture fish, just like in their rib cages. Everyone magics their poop. Pop off. So fucking stupid. Get out of here, JK Rowling. And actually, I remember now, Ruin is the only nation in, I don't actually have a name for like this actual continent. Ruin is the only nation out of Tirfian and Beathanwa that has contact with the outside world. Boatmen are always played with two. Oh my god, hell yeah. Skeleton boatmen who are always paid with 2 coins. Yes. Type of coin determines how far they take you. So many moons ago, I had another campaign setting for a campaign I was building called All Which Remains. And that was entirely Greek inspired. So like I literally pulled the pantheon as well. Like that was like Greek gods and everything. Fully inspired by Greek mythology. Eventually I'm gonna get back to that, but rats, just rats. This country needs so many rats. Man, this country gets hit with the bubonic plague. Like these necromancers are like, fuck yeah, buddy, this is our time. Just flexing it. Listen, I mean, I've only made 2 settings technically. One I never even got to like play through at all. All Which Remains I never played through. I had this was my map for it. I had a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff written out. One day I'll come back to it. I had like, man, I had everything. This one was fun because it was the this one there was a very big religious divide. Religion is basically like outlawed in the country of Tartarus. And these big formations of like lakes. This is actually where cities used to lie. Like a millennia or so ago, until the people who were religious, like basically by the power of their gods, left the country. Like they separated their land from the rest of the land in order to escape from all of the bigots. And now there are a bunch of isles floating in the sky. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about, though. Skeleton boatman. Instead of carrier pigeons, they communicate with by messenger rats. I hardly even know her pigeons. Hey Vlad, I know that you guys, I don't think you guys heard that, but I heard that and that scared me. Oh hi, what this? We're building out another country. You guys are helping me do most of the prep work for season 3. Landmarks. Messenger rats. Maybe like rats are rather revered here. Especially because of like the swarm keeper guy. So it's like if you find a rat in like your in your house, that's like a good sign. What do they construct buildings out of? Stone, wood, clay, brick? So it's mostly like stone. A lot of like marble as well, dark marble. Let me see if I can. Let me guest star as the emperor of this country. So, fun fact, Chris. My husband. Hello, fucking camera. My husband's one-shot character for the prequel of All We've Lost, called The Ritual, is actually the founder of this country, and he's still alive, and they're going to meet him. Where is Pinterest? Do they keep any livestock? Yeah, there's a lot of farmland. They are fairly self-sufficient, so. Hi, Bleak. Rat in a cupboard. That's 13 hours of good luck. It's great when a PC actually ends up being part of the world. Yeah, so the 4 characters, so Mornian, Joel, Jay, and Jay's husband Thorn all played in the one shot. Thorn's character, they may encounter his corpse at one point. Mornian's character is dead, just due to age. Jay's character from the one shot they've encountered already. That's Nuala. If anyone has watched the campaign so far, Nuala was Jay's character. She's the druid that lives on the outskirts of Dunbreak now, who had helped the party fend off some of the Fae that were breaching through the barrier. And then Joel's character, Lufir, is the founder of Ruin. Do they keep any dead stock? I'm gonna say no, because I don't know how I don't think dead stock would be very beneficial in any way. Unless you can make a case for that. I feel like you had like the cows and stuff would have to be like alive in order to produce like milk and stuff. And like chickens would have to be alive to produce like eggs. A dead ox that never stops plowing. Well, they could just have like a dead, like the undead do it anyway. Those are technically livestock. Undead cows tilling field. I could see that probably. I could definitely see that. They have to keep like the undead livestock away from the dead stock away from the livestock though, because I imagine the livestock would get very fucking spooked by that. Where is Good night, Ruffle. Thanks for helping out with all of your wacky ideas that were actually really good ideas. Undead milk products sound fucking sick. Well, you're gonna be sick afterwards for sure, brother. Would the dead stock eat the livestock and start a chain reaction? This is how the zombie outbreak happens in this world. So I'm gonna like. I'm gonna just paste some of the inspo pictures for so like this would be like one of like the canals and stuff I'm imagining beneath the city. And then like this is the vibe. Dark, lots of columns, lots of arches. A monster called a boneyard can create skeletons, I believe. That could be dead stock. It's just straight up monster. Ew. Blech. Blech. Yeah, so these are the sort of the vibes of I have entire like Pinterest board with different sections for each region. Um what did I come back into? Horror. The worst. Yeah, sometimes it's better not to ask. Anyway, move those. Oh shit. We have an ad coming up. So we're gonna take a cheeky little break for an ad really quick. And then we will be back just cobbling together this fucking kooky ass nation. So stick around. We're back. Hello. We're back. Let's put the dead stock. We're doing world building, bull. Used to plow fields, etc. We're so back. I have a little bit of lemonade left. This is very good. Bit of an out there idea. There's a drug that's made from the crop. Ooh. Tooth fairy dust. Drug made from the teeth of corpses. Of animated corpses. Hello, Sturdy. Welcome on in. Corpses. Used recreationally and medicinally. Dude, psycho. That's fucking dope. I'm into that. Thanks for the follow. Welcome on in. That's not how you spell medicinally. What? I don't know what just happened there. There we go. I got Incarnate to try and make a map. I gave up very quickly. Incarnate was like, so I got Incarnate as well. I originally used Wonder Draft and Dungeon Draft for my maps. And I feel like Incarnate's like it's a little harder for me to use. I don't know if I'm just like, there's like a learning curve for it or what. I'm just bad at art. Hey man, you just gotta practice. End of the day. Drug made from teeth. I like that. I like that a lot. Rats are revered. Dungeon Alchemy, where it's all click and drag, it populates everything for you. So I've made my maps, like my world maps. I've made a couple of dungeon maps. They are nothing to like write home about, but like they serve their purpose. I think I'm pretty decent at making world maps. Where is it? So like this is like the world map right now for Kielsiag, which is the current continent we're on. I think it serves its purpose, if anything. Give me that tasty tooth dust. You think do they like snort it, you think? My issue is I just don't understand land masses. So before I started making maps, I literally was like, I literally Googled how does geography work? How do I geographer? Probably rub it on the gums. Oh my god, just yeah, I made that. I like making where do mountains come from? Where do mountains come from? Did the earth fart? What happened? Rub it on the gums. There's got to be like some sort of like negative side effect from that. Like what if like their cavities? What if like their gums start to like glow? Like they have like radioactive gums. And that's how you know if someone's been using. You're just gonna I got a text from my mom saying that one of my nephew's friends, who they call No Chin, just talk. There's something happened. They were like, she's like, yeah, one of his friends, No Chin, and I was just like, they call him that? That's fucked up. Kids are fucked up. College student doesn't understand landmass. Listen, I pay taxes. I don't understand landmasses. Glowing smile. If you take too much, it can cause necrosis. Ooh, glowing smile. So imagine like uh their tongue and stuff would start to rot, and like their gums would start to rot out of their mouth. It can give you an autofill death save, so necromancy brings you closer to death. They puke rainbows. Like every time you use it, you have to make a low DC fort will save to give yourself permanent autofail on death saves. I'm gonna be a college student paying taxes. I am getting a master's in law. Damn, dude. Good job. Could not be me. Do you want an actual answer about mountains? No. I know who I am. I don't want to listen to that song. I don't want to listen to that song either. I like this song. Tongue rot. Yeah, you like that a lot. Does that get you going, buddy? I'm your 1 out of 6. Oof. As long as you like it, right? I didn't want to type that. Fair. I can consider myself a 1 out of 6. Jesus Christ. Sports administration is fun. Oh my god. Hope the rest of your big thoughts go well. Thanks, Ad. Yeah, I went to school for fine arts and marketing, so we see how well that worked out for me. I'm gonna run by Lufier. Fine marketing, yeah. So I don't want to like. I don't necessarily want to draw on like real world inspiration for like the governmental system of this country, because I did heavily rely on like real world governments that have existed for Tirfian, very like feudalistic society. But I'm thinking that Lufir will be. I don't want to use king because like he wouldn't refer to himself as a king. He's like a king in like every other capacity. Necrogarchy. That's just a funny word. Right and left hands. Think that there would be some sort of, at least for the towns, there would be some sort of voting system in place for like a mayor. I think the towns would have mayors. This is one of my weak points as at like world building, is like thinking of like government. Heard my dog. I don't know what she's up to. She's rooting and tooting around. And so some things I have to think about. Who would Lufier choose as his How far does Lufir's power extend within the country? Have checks and balances been implemented? She stole your credit card and is ordering treats off. Listen, she doesn't. This dog wants not for treats, man. Counselors. Ooh, I like counselors. Counselors. Elected officials for each town. Convene for convene for important decisions, voting based their constituents. That's not how you spell that. Constituents. Best interests. Normally. Yeah, I like that. Barium. That's not how you spell that. I don't think that's how I spelled that. Barian. It just, that does not look right. You ever look at a word and you're like, that can't be correct? I don't think so. A massive crypt where all bodies of the word error still looks wrong always. Massacre where all bodies. I kind of want like the, like, you know, and like you're talking about like a person of a specific nation. I want like the people of Ruin to be called Ruinous. I want that to be like what they're called, I think. Ruinous. Massacre raw bodies of Ruinous. Ruinous. There's supposed to be a little accent mark above the U, but because the country is called Ruin. The Ruined. That's too edgy. For all the bodies of Ruinous citizens are interred. I'm imagining sort of like Leaning Tower of Pizza, Pizza. Leaning Tower of Pizza. I can't type when people are watching. Yeah, it's hard. Typing's hard. I also have the nails. I can type a lot better when I don't have these on. Wait, I can't really mess with Myriad like I do Creep. She doesn't know me well enough. You can mess with me. It's fine. Everyone else does. Those are weapons. No, they're dull. I could probably poke your eye out. Just scoop it out like a spoon. Remove nails and sell screws. I just super glue screws to my nails. Catch me walking around GaryCon like that. Screwing people on the main floor. Wink. The Citadel. I'm naming something. I have to name something the Citadel. Citadel is going to be the, I don't know if I want to name it the structure or it is kind of the structure that resides in Armalach. Hi to the good vibes. Hey, how's it going? How's it go? It's going pretty good. How are you doing? We're just doing some world building. I'm gonna eventually go in and make we'll eventually go in and make separate pages, separate sections for each of the towns, especially the larger cities and towns. Maybe there's a largely inner giant dragon. So, fun fact, there's no dragons in my world. It remains reanimating, gnawing, and gnashing at night, but it never does so when actually watched. What could I do? Not since the accident. At least there's not any dragons in this part of the world. One of my players, Bard, is half-elf noble. I will make a connection to the story. I just hope she doesn't die, or she'll find out she can't. She can't die. She will be the dog. Oh my god! Gem. What kind of world has no dragons? Mine! So a part of me having like no dragons, so there's like worms and things like that, like WYRM. Less so like no, maybe not. What are the ones that don't have wings? That like can't fly? Are those still considered dragons? I love dragons. I think dragons are cool. Drakes. Yes, drakes. There's drakes in the world, but there's no like actual formal dragons. And there's two reasons for that. I felt that it just didn't fit in with the setting super well. And two, and this is my most controversial, this is one of my most controversial things. I don't like Dragonborn. So I didn't want any of the players choosing Dragonborn as a character option. So in order to say that, no, you can't choose Dragonborn, there's no dragons, hence no Dragonborn can be born from no dragons. Not all wings have dragons. I know, Jem, I knew that would hit you a little harder than most. Nah, I'm the same, except I eliminated halflings. I don't know what it is. I have like an aversion to like playing like the smaller races, like halflings, gnomes, and dwarves. Do not want to play. I hate dwarves for the most part. Do not want to play a dwarf ever. But I did include dwarves just because I think like they'd be really, they're like, I found a place for them in this setting. Plus I know that like other people like playing like dwarfs and halflings and stuff, so. I have a thing against normal races, so in a one-shot I'm running, I had them all pick oh, fuck yeah. I love that. Hold on, it's my jam. Well, halflings and gnomes got rolled. Oh, like a little gnomeling? I had, you just say hell. You just say hell. Now dwarfs you, what's that? No, I like half-orcs. One of like the love interests for one of the PCs is a half-orc. Don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare! How fucking dare you? I did have a lot of, rendering. I had a lot of racial, restrictions when it came to character creation. And I had one class restriction, which was that no one could play an artificer. Just because, again, like, artificer just didn't fit in with the setting. Yeah, I think a giant. I have to think of like what would be in that area. Because I think that's a really fun idea of like there just being a reanimated skull somewhere. I'm trying to think of like what kind of creature it would be. I'm gonna do some research on that. But yeah, so I didn't allow like artificer. Super iron, yeah, and it's really easy to like min max an artificer and just make an artificer super fucking OP. And I didn't want to deal with that. I didn't want to deal with the balancing for that, and also sometimes I feel like when that happens, it's unfair to the other party members. Where you have like this one character who is just like fucking OP as fuck, and like I didn't want to have that situation happen. Any Fey race was not allowed for plot reasons. I didn't allow any Fey races, so no satyr, fairies. Firbolgs even sort of fall into that category as well, so no Firbolgs. But that's for plot reasons. That's not for my own. No Haringen, no. No, what's the owl one? The owl one. That's another, that's Fae, right? Werefield books only. I allow Kenku. We had a cute little Kenku bard that showed up in the first season. She was very cute. And I played her like an actual Kenku where like she could only repeat sounds back. And no, yeah, the one from Strixhaven. I played one of them and I can't remember the name. But yeah, that's solely for, so those exist in the world. They exist. But for All We've Lost, for the campaign, all of the Fae have been locked away. They've been sealed away due to bad behavior. They've been sealed away due to bad behavior. So that would mean that like the PCs would not, like none of them would have been able to be a Fae. It just wouldn't make sense story-wise. Kenku? Yeah, Kenku. The Kenku, the little Kenku bard. I forgot what I named her. Strummer. This was the little Kenku bard. I did not do this art, by the way. This was just art I pulled off of Pinterest as inspiration. Are you allowing any of the Ravenloft? What are the Ravenloft races? Barbecue. I'm just Kenku. Yeah, I love Strummer. I hope you guys eventually meet her again. She was fun to play. You know when you have like those NPCs that you're just like, you just have a really good time playing? Mine is Vadium and Next Children. Like Dampier Exborn and like Rape. Oh yeah, those I would allow those. I would allow those, Bull. I think especially those would have like very very cool story options as well. Raveloft, just like Ravenloft, but with glow sticks. Hey Rat, how's it going? I love that. I love playing Vadium because I just can be a cunt. It's too bad. It's too bad he's gone now. It's too bad I left both Olenya and Aelif's love interests in the the vault actively being murdered. He is gone in a mist of blood. It's fine. How's everyone? Pretty good. So it's funny because I had Bones and I had gone back and forth a couple of times writing some RP stuff for Olenia. And I had explicitly sort of said in the RP thing, like what Vadium's deal was, that he was a warlock of Doulahan, and she never caught it. Like she did not, it didn't register for her. But would you be willing to review? Yeah, absolutely. So I don't have links open in chat, but if you want to hop into the Discord, feel free to hop into the Discord. I have a specific section for like homebrew stuff in the Discord. I'll totally, I totally fucking take a look at the subclass. I needed some iron in my lungs anyway. So he didn't. So it was the smell of blood. It wasn't actually like blood in the air. Because obviously everyone's magic has a specific everyone's magic sort of has a specific scent and taste to it. I have blood in my lung. Well, that's another problem entirely, Mornian. We're gonna have to get Moss to a cleric. Just finishing a map. Oh, hell yeah. Is it like a world map rat or like a dungeon? Discord. Discord is better than Dapcord. Blood lung. That's pretty serious. I'm just adding that. Blood lung. Question mark, question mark, question mark. This isn't like, this is just, it'll come up eventually. Probably. I don't know. Oh, we just screwed ourselves. Olenia, Bones was talking about, we were talking about like if like just what ifs with Olenia, and she's like, oh my god, what if like Olenia has to like cut her hair or something? And we were like, yeah. I was like, yeah, like what if she has to like, you know, cut it in like the middle of battle or something? Because Olenia and Som had specifically talked about making sure Olenia had her hair tied back, because the first thing someone would go for would be her hair because it's so long and like everywhere. And she's like, yeah, she's like, she definitely would do it in like the middle of battle. Like something would happen that she would have to cut her hair. And I was like, okay, I hear you. I hear you, Bones. Something's gonna have to happen for Olenia to cut her hair. It's a small dungeon, a forest battle scene in a large. Oh, nice. Posted. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at that after stream. I spent probably 2 hours scouring the D&D homebrew Reddit today. I love looking at like homebrew shit. Homebrew items, homebrew monsters, homebrew subclasses, homebrew races. I love that shit. All right. I'm kind of pleased with it's a bard subclass based on dragons. I love that. Kingdom. This isn't technically Beathanwa. This is Beathanwa. This isn't Ruin. I think the borders for Ruin would sort of extend up and around. I should probably make like show like where the borders are. Trying to think of ideas too for the various towns. Not every town has to be like super extravagant. Like it could just be a town. I know Deepvale, Deepvale and Rhymescar in particular, I do want to do something really fun with them. I sort of had imagined Rhymescar having some sort of something having to do with like a magical effect on the land. Like something happened here very, very long ago, but the magic that was cast here still remains. So I'm gonna look into that. And then Deepvale. I think I want to have Deepvale underground. I think I want to have that be an underground city. Because the Country of Ruin is it's not like all drow, but it is predominantly drow. Splitting is no worries. Thanks so much for hanging out, and thanks for all the fucking amazing ideas. I hope you have a good night and hope your headache goes away, man. I just realized something was yes, yesterday was my birthday. Oops, almost all drow. But also like the drow aren't like evil or anything. So like I don't do that. I don't do like that kind of bullshit. Thank you. Thanks, Bull. Luf, the reason that this was like it's that ruin is primarily drow is because Lufir was a drow, and those were his people. And when he left Tirfian, like a millennia ago, they all sort of came with him. He sort of rallied them together. They were like inspired by his vision for a nation. Oh my god, Bull, thank you so much. Thank you. I have to School of Necromancy. I need to figure School of Necromancy. Like so dragon right now. They shame her. Shame. You're fine. No, it's fine. I don't advertise my birthday all that much. I did do I was like, ooh, do it like a little cheeky stream for my birthday yesterday, but I don't advertise it, so it's fine. Well, I was playing in this world. So the current cast is Mornian, Little Bones 309, Little Bones, my husband Joel, or Tactless Raccoon. You might see him pop in and out of chat occasionally. And then my friend Jay, the Yellow Cubes. I'm planning on having a cheeky little guest, who we all know on in the third season. She has a fun role that I'm excited for her to take hold of and sink her teeth into. Yeah. Same here. I don't advertise. Thanks, Claude. Your birthday is 2 days after Old Man Joel. So Joel's is the 7th and mine's the 12th. So 5 days? 5? We're within a week of each other. So it's bad because Joel's birthday is the 7th, mine is the 12th, and then Valentine's Day, the 14th. It's like a fucking money pit. The trifecta. I have them in my Google Calendar. It's really funny whenever someone mentions their birthday to me, especially if like I'm friends with them on Discord. I go in and I put like a little note on their Discord where like they obviously can't see it. It's just like a note for myself, and I put their birthday so that I remember. Pop quiz. When is my birthday? It's July 24th. Yours and Jay's are really close together, so I'm gonna get them confused. Nailed it. I think Jay's is July 25th. Let me check. I don't have a note for her. God damn it. We smart. I'm smart. All right. I kind of think that this is like a good stopping point. I know I've only streamed for 2 hours. I was going to stream more of Road 96, but I actually kind of wanted to go do like session prep now. So I think I'm gonna end it here. I think we're gonna raid over into Bones. She's doing her 7 days to die challenge. So we're gonna go right over into Bones. What do we got coming up the rest of the week? Tomorrow I'm off. So I think I am going to be steering away from, I think I'm going to be stopping Mass Effect Wednesdays. I am pretty burnt out on Mass Effect. I realized that I've been playing Mass Effect for like a year now. Like I finished the trilogy, we're on Mass Effect Andromeda, and I've been playing the Mass Effect series for a year now. So I think I'm going to start doing something else on Wednesdays, but this Wednesday we're going to take off. So back to Skyrim, I'll put a bullet in my head. I think we're gonna do something else. We're gonna do something. I'm gonna look in my Steam library. I have a bunch. Maybe we'll do Assassin's Creed. I think I have The Witcher too. You might try The Witcher. We'll do something. A year, yeah. So I started playing the trilogy. Yeah, I think like last February, last March. It took me from like February, March of last year till literally like New Year's Eve to finish the trilogy, the original trilogy. And this was me streaming it. Like I streamed it every single Wednesday. With like missing like maybe like a handful of Wednesdays. No, yeah, no more hot shit. We'll come back to it. We'll definitely come back to Andromeda, but I think I just need a little break. I found myself sort of dreading like Wednesday streams, and I used to like love doing like my Wednesday streams. So I think I just need like a little break from some Mass Effect. Maybe play some short-term games, if anything. Witcher is a good one. Listen, 2 was the best. I loved playing Mass Effect. It's just tired. My heart's not in it anymore. But yeah, I'm gonna think about some games to play. Superman 64 Wednesdays. Yeah, and then chat ruined, not you guys chat, but some people came into chat and were just like backseat gaming me. And like being very rude about it. And I kind of like didn't feel like playing Skyrim anymore after that. Oh my god, Maisie, you scared me. If I could figure out how to, if I had like a was it like a capture card for my Switch, I would totally play Mario 64 because I have that on my Switch, and that's like one of my favorite games. I mean, I knew you meant Mass Effect 2. One sec. Oh my god, stop it. You guys hear Macy squeaking? They're pretty cheap and easy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like look into it. I think I'm gonna look into that. And I was thinking about doing like, yeah, I got my puppy. Hey, you wagging? Come here. You saying hi to the world? Hello. You're on the treadmill, doofus. She has her, she got her collar on and she doesn't like it on. That's the May. She's very fluffy. She needs a haircut and she needs a bath. She's fucking stinky. She's a stank ass. Oh, OBS, don't do this to me. Bonk. You guys didn't hear the sound alert, but I did. Thank you, creature. Thanks, man. Booty stank. So yeah, I think we're gonna think about another game to play next week on Wednesday. But this Wednesday we're off because it's Valentine's Day. I figured, hey, I should pay attention to my husband. Thursday, I will not be over on Evandale, but you should go still watch Evandale anyway. We're gonna be doing some stuff with the in-laws on Thursday. So I will not be over on Evandale. And then Friday, we're over on Folk and Myth. Let me shout out. We're going to shout out Evandale. And then we're going to shout out Folk and Myth. We will be over on Folk and Myth at 6 p.m. Pacific. That's myself, Mornian. I am so sorry, Mornian. I didn't mean to take away your job. Myself, Mornian, Little Bones, and Creep, along with Bleak, obviously, for our third session of Vampire the Masquerade Lights. Why would you want it? Because I love him. Don't tell him I said that. It'll go to his head. And I don't say my emotion ever. I got a V-Day card for Cheryl and I forgot the envelope. Sithy. And then Saturday, we'll be back here for the season finale of All We've Lost. So we're wrapping up season 2, we're wrapping up volume 2, and I have a month and a half to prepare for volume 3. Almost all of the VODs for All We've Lost are over on the YouTube channel, so if you want to catch up with them, they're all over on the YouTube channel. I think I have to upload 4 and 5 for this season, but I normally keep the episodes between 2.5, 3 hours, so they shouldn't be super long if you want to catch up. And if anything, I did a full recap of season 1 at the start of season 2. So if you feel like catching up and want to see what's going on in that world, feel free to go hop over to the YouTube. Anyway, we're going to get this raid started. And I will hopefully see you guys Friday over on Folk and Myth. Good night, guys. Thanks for hanging. Appreciate you all. Bye.